Welcome to the Geriatric Millennials.
Excuse you? What is that? What is that,
You remember
Jayme?
that podcast called Like the Spoon?
Yeah, I very much so.
Yes. Well, it's the same one. It's just
Oh.
got a different name.
Oh, that's special.
It is.
Yeah.
I like it more.
I do too. I think it fits us better because that's who we are.
It is.
Officially.
We are not a food podcast.
Yeah. And I mean, Lick the Spoon, it's like, okay, yeah, Lick the Spoon of life, you know, the good bits. But really,
I mean, I still like the name, but I think like the Geriatric Millennials.
yeah, I
better.
just think it makes sense for us. Because again, I don't know, I have gray hair. I have an eyelash that's gray now. So that's special.
I have gray eyebrows.
Oh my gosh, what is going on with us?
Does your eyelash grow back in gray?
Yes, it is officially a gray eyelash. Like, what the hell is that? Like, I just can't. I
Oh
just
my
can't.
God.
I just can't.
I know.
It's just so
I know.
inappropriate.
I don't know what to say.
I don't know either. And it's just,
At least it's only one.
I guess for now, but
for
it's just like,
now.
that's just a slippery slope. Speaking of being old, so I have drama for you. Like, I never have drama. Like, you walked in my house and I like drama.
Yeah, I need to know.
Yeah. So it's just been a really hard, like 12 hours. So
Why?
first things first, I have a houseplant. Like, Jayme has beautiful houseplants. My houseplants are a little bit ragged right now because all of them are poisonous to cats. And I had to put them in places where they don't like so that my cat wouldn't get to them.
Yeah, like where? Because cats can climb.
Yeah, my cat doesn't go on certain places. Like, she's trained not to. She doesn't even know about the places. So they're high enough and they're in places that she doesn't get to. Like, she's never gone to those places. Anyway.
What are you talking about? Do you have high shelves?
No, she just doesn't go on the counters and stuff. She's trained not to. And I'm
How'd you train her? Do you
tin
spray her?
foil spray.
Do you spray
Yeah.
her with water?
And she's just never gone up there. So one day she
okay.
might figure it out. But also, you know what? Your girl is kind of messy. So dishes are on the counter. There's nowhere for her to jump. Okay.
Okay.
Or there's just random crap. It's like, oh, Beth, were you cleaning? Yeah, 3 weeks ago. That's why the Windex is out on the counter. Anyway, so one of these stupid plants got some kind of weird gnat. And so all of a sudden I have all these little gnats in my house that I've been trying to get rid of, which is frustrating to start with.
Okay, wait. They just hatched or something?
Yeah, in the soil. Like, I read that it can happen. I don't know.
Is this a new plant? How long have you had it?
I think it's one of the newer plants.
Like
I've had.
dormant in there for a
Mhm.
while? Because I'm thinking,
Because
I get gnats with fruit. This is not the same as fruit flies.
No, they're very different. They're like a bigger thing. And it's like, I think it's because I had a different soil. But when I planted them, it wasn't as hot. I don't really know how that works. Anyway, gnats. So it's fine. I've had them before. I can get rid of them.
What
It's
do
a
you
plant
do?
gnat. I don't know.
Vacuum them up. Suck them up.
I've done that. But I have some like pesticide that's safe I can use. Well, it's fine.
Okay.
Here's where it gets tricky. The gnats are just the side note. So the gnat is flying around and my cat Fratelli's like, you know,
batting
at it and trying to like touch it. So I see it come towards me. And so I go to like shoo it away from my face.
Uh-huh.
I shoo so hard. I have a T-Rex arm now. My arm hurts so bad.
What?
I don't know what happened. There was no pop. There was no nothing. I just like shooed and I just felt like my arm engaged to straight. Not even painful at the time. And then I was like, oh, what's that? I go to work today and I start like, oh, my elbow just kind of hurts. You know, I'm typing along, like I'm just typing and it's just getting progressively worse.
Oh my
And
goodness.
so thankfully, like one of my coworkers used to be a PT, physical therapist. So she's like touching stuff and she's like, well, she's like, you probably pinched a nerve or something and and admin's blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, I was like, okay. So she gave me some exercises to do, some stretches. And she's like, you know, the best thing is ice and ibuprofen and just like rest. And I'm like, okay. So I keep typing along. All of a sudden, no, I can no longer type. I'm grimacing through my teeth going, ugh, as I am typing at work. My manager comes out. I'm typing with one hand. I'm like, I need to go home. Like my arm is now broken. I need to go home and get an ice pack and like some ibuprofen and take a little nap because I'm old and clearly swatting a fly is too much for my body. So she's just like, yeah. And I'm laughing about it because it's just so stupid that, this is the thing that takes me out. So I'm like, I get in the car and my manager had said something like, oh, can you even drive? I'm like, what? Of course I can drive. No, your girl was driving, but it was so painful to like even kind of steer the wheel. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm like, it was a whole thing. So
was this yesterday?
This is today.
Why is your arm not in a sling?
Because I'm just resting it. I don't have a sling. I'm just supposed to rest it. I don't even know. So anyway, as I'm driving home, ding, tire light goes on. One of my tires is going low.
Oh, that's
and I'm just
inconvenient.
It's very inconvenient.
Timing wise.
Yeah. So I'm driving.
Not that there's ever a great time for that. But
no, but this is not the moment.
When you
so then I'm like
one functional arm
driving to the tire place. And then I'm realizing, wow, my car just does not cool down. Like, I have air conditioning on full blast. I'm touching it and I'm realizing one side of the car is cooling down and the other isn't. My air conditioner is going out in my car.
That's terrible.
And it's what it is now.
It's 100 and some degrees right now.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, so we have gnats in the house, half broken T-Rex arm, flat tire, air conditioning's going out in a newer car. It's not like it's a, hoopty. And so I'm like, okay, this has just been a day. Well, earlier today I had to have an ultrasound on my thyroid because we both have the thyroid nodules.
Yeah.
And the girl's like, okay, you'll get your results back in a couple days. No, as I'm icing my arm, once I finally got home, the doctor messages me and he's like, I have some concerns because your nodules are bigger. And I'm like,
what?
Sir.
What?
I'm like, what is today? And then I started my period.
Jeez,
I'm done.
On top of it.
I'm done. So when you walked in, I was just like, the fact that we're even
I'm surprised
together.
I'm surprised you didn't text me and be like, Jayme,
it can't
it's
happen.
Not happening tonight.
No, this was my only joy. But I was just like,
oh, man.
I just could not believe that this was today.
That's a lot in one day. I'm so sorry.
Much in one day.
Louise.
Yeah. So anyway, that's where I'm at today. So if I sound a little bit, not even wah-wah, more like, I hate the world. That's why. I am so sorry. That's a lot of things. Yeah. But
so I would like to address each one.
Oh, okay.
Can I respond to each one?
Yes, you can respond to all the things.
Well, maybe not all of them, but your arm thing. Okay. I have to just say that's the most geriatric millennial thing ever.
Yeah.
Because you're so young and yet
my body can't handle simple functions. I mean, it's that joke of like after 30, you get out of bed and you're like, oh, geez.
Yeah. And so, I mean, there's a part of me that really wants to just like laugh because like
it's so stupid.
It's so stupid. But also that totally sucks. And now that you're telling me, I'm looking at your arm, it looks very like you're not using it at all. Like your fingers have not moved.
It's painful. The pain is now radiating into my thumb. It feels like I sprained my thumb.
What in the world?
I don't know. I think too, part of it is because I was trying to like still do things.
Yeah.
And I probably just tweaked something else because I was using my hand in a different way. I don't know. It's going to be fine by tomorrow. That's what I've decided. I'm going to sleep it off like the good old days.
Okay. And now your car, did you get to the tire place? Like, did they address
They were just like, oh, it's a little bit low. If it keeps going low again, just come back, which is always the response. But it's like, cool, I'm going to go on the freeway. Am I going to have a blowout and die? And the kid is like 19 is like, no, ma'am, like you need to calm down. I'm like, sir, you do not know what I've been going through today. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I did not like trauma dump on the kid, but yeah.
So what about the air conditioning? Like you have to go to a different place.
Yeah. I'm going to have to call tomorrow and see if they can fix it, which I don't know. It's
all
like,
these things, all those kind of things are just super annoying inconveniences of just being an adult and like owning a car.
I hate it. It's stupid. And then it takes so much time because you have to go to the dealer and you have to just wait there. Or like, do you want to ride somewhere? I'm like, no, sir, I'm going to sit here and work until my car's done.
Yeah.
Like I have nowhere to be but here.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway.
I'm so sorry. And then the nodule thing. Okay.
Yeah. Which I want to know, like, I know, but I think you need to share what happened with your biopsy.
Okay. Yeah. So the last time that we were talking about it, I was waiting for my results.
Yeah.
And then later that very day, I got them and everything was benign. So
yay.
So as far as I know, I don't have to do anything else about it.
That's great.
They didn't mention anything about monitoring.
Oh, wow.
But they might.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was happy. But I will just say that biopsy, my neck hurt for a week. When I was laying down or turning my head, like just to swallow. And so then I thought, did they injure me?
Punctured, yeah.
Like, what's happening? Why does it still hurt?
Punctured? Yeah, like what is happening?
And but now it's fine. So I mean, that's good news for me. But so what are they saying? It's grown. So what happens next for you?
Well,
do you have to do one of those ultrasound things? I mean, biopsy things.
I already did a biopsy before. I think the concern is that if they keep growing, that's just not good. I'll find out more. My doctor, he just was asking me if like I've had any complications. Like, does it feel tight? Does it feel this? Can I swallow? Because that's the thing. They can get so big that it makes you can't swallow. But I've had some troubles, but not, sometimes things just are like wonky, but not all the time. You just notice it sometimes. So there's a little of that. I think, I don't know. I don't know if he's going to want to take it out or not. That would be kind of annoying. But whatever. I don't know. At this point, I don't care.
Well, and you don't really have any information.
Yeah.
It was just,
I'm just waiting. Like he just asked me questions. I just gave him answers. It's like, we're just in this little text back and forth, just kind of like.
Okay. That's how you're doing. Is it through My Chart or something?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That thing is pretty cool.
It's amazing. Yeah.
I get an email that says your results and I can just go there and there it is. It really is. And you can send, like my doctor sent me messages. And so that's
it's very
cool.
comforting because it's like, and my doctor, he's so nice, but he works too hard. Every time I see him, like, I just want to be Dr. Kate. I need you to just take a vacation. I know you're very busy, but you look so stressed. So
I just got a new doctor. I actually went this week.
Oh, nice.
And got a new primary care. And
do you
I
like
really
her?
like her.
Oh, nice.
Yes. I really like her. So
good. I need to find a new person. Mine went away. That's another whole thing. I'm just going to say that's a gripe for today in our, like, usually when we say like things we're into and things we're not. I'm just going to say a thing I'm not into is trying to find and establish like a primary care doctor when yours is gone.
Well, mine moved away. And so I didn't have one for the last couple of years. Yeah. And then I just was like, okay, I really need to get one. And fortunately, my husband works at the hospital and has a friend who's a doctor, whose wife is also a doctor.
Oh, nice.
And he talked to him and he was like, yeah, I'll talk to my wife. Yeah, we can get her. I mean, it was just kind of like,
oh my gosh.
I kind of one of those ins that
I
get, because I don't know if she's accepting new patients or not, because apparently it is really difficult to get in with a primary care. But I was really happy about that because I got in. So
you got to take what you can get.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but if she's accepting new patients, I would recommend to go see her because she was really, really nice.
We'll see. After today, I just am going to stay home.
Yeah. Don't think about that tonight.
No, I'm thinking about just going to bed and hopefully having a good dream.
When is Jayme going to leave so I can go to bed?
Maybe not that extreme, but, very much so like, well, and the thing that sucks is I was going to stop on the way home from work today and get cat food because I was adding what my cat likes to eat. My cat is very picky. Mm-hmm. And so I had, I bought some really fancy, like grain-free cat food that's super expensive and nice. She does not want that. She wants the cheaper, like Frisky.
She wants
sauce.
Cat McDonald's.
Yeah, she's very picky, and so she will not eat it if she doesn't like it. And so, but cats are known like to be so stubborn that they would just starve to death rather than do something they don't want to do sometimes. So I know it's a whole
cats
thing.
are interesting.
They're a whole beast. But anyway, I just stopped at Target. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna grab some treats or something because I know like I'm feeling kind of like chocolate, like needing chocolatey type of stuff.
Oh, right. Because I
didn't realize, but it's just like, now it makes sense why I was like, today I ate Mike and Ike's all day. Yeah. I was just like, why am I just eating Mike and Ike's? Like I bought a bag of them and I could not stop. And I was like, ma'am, stop. And I was just like, I can't. Yeah. And so now I have nothing. You know what I have? I have a nectarine.
In your house?
Yeah. That's my dessert tonight is a nectarine. I know some people are down with that. I am not. I want a cookie. I want it baked good. I want butter.
What are you going to feed your cat?
She has like her normal. So she has her normal cat food. This is her extra cat food.
Oh, okay.
This is her.
So she's not going to starve.
Oh, no. She's fat. She's fine. Like she's great. It's just like she has multiple courses throughout the day. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
I know I'm a mess.
Okay. But speaking of cat food.
Yeah.
I bought this giant bag of cat food from Costco because I was there and we needed cat food for my cats. And they kind of turned their nose up at it. I'm like, well, dudes, it's a Costco size bag and that's it. So it is what you're going to eat or go hunt because I'm not getting another one until this is gone. Yeah. Like it's a massive bag.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But I think they definitely like the one I bought before better.
It's weird. I don't know. Cats are just a bizarre animal and a hard roommate sometimes. It's like
we thought one of our cats was a goner, but the cat came back.
No.
She's not. She's back.
Okay, but that's just thinking about it makes me sad.
It was, we had a moment of sadness, and then we found her because we left. We were gone camping.
Yeah.
And
was it fun?
It was awesome.
Oh, nice.
So, but we just let our cats have their cat door open day and night, and so since we live on a corner and there's lots of traffic, and they're always just out in the road because they're dum-dums. Mm-hmm. We thought maybe she was, we thought maybe somebody felt like, oh, this cat is outside. It needs to come in.
Kidnapped your cat.
Yeah. We thought maybe somebody kidnapped her, but no. But see, the thing is that one of the cats, like that cat that was gone, is just doesn't really care about any of us. She's just like, whatever. She just doesn't come to us, and just very rare. The other cat is constantly in our windows, scratching. She's and like
I want to be an indoor cat.
Always.
Yeah.
Always. Yeah. It's very interesting how different they are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Again, cats are weird. I got a new harness for Fratelli. So I've been trying to train the cat to go on a leash because I want to take her out into the world with me eventually. So I had been like putting her in this little harness that I got her, a few months ago, and she just hated it. She'd always like scrunch up. Well, I realized it was a small and she's a large.
Oh,
I bought her when she was like basically a kitten. So I'd been shoving her into it. So she's all uncomfortable. So now she has a new one and it fit much better, but she didn't like it. We went out onto my balcony and I was like, look, Fratelli, the world.
Yeah.
And she's just like, I want to go back in the house. Yeah. And I'm like, I get it. I understand. So anyway, it's a never ending battle. Anywho, what else do you have going on? Anything happy? Actually, you told me something and I was very proud of you.
Oh,
and also at the same time, very disappointed because it took you 5 years to watch the new Stranger Things. Oh You're like, I watched a quarter of the 3rd episode. We can talk about it soon. Just like, oh
it did take me forever.
Yeah.
I don't know how to. I haven't figured out the season of my life that I'm in now where my kids are older and they're staying up later. And I don't have that time after they go to bed to just watch a show without them. Mm-hmm. And I haven't figured out how to start watching something earlier because that's what I need to do.
Yeah.
If I'm going to watch something, I have to start it earlier or it's too late. Because by the time I'm ready, for whatever reason, it's always like after 9.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't start it at that time.
No, it's too late.
I'm too old, apparently. Again.
Yes. Well,
and I'm just not a night person. Like I get up early.
I know. I text you so early. I'm like, ooh, should I text you? I'm like, Jamie's up.
Yeah.
She's up like me. She's up.
So all that to say, I watch way less than I did before. And even then I didn't really watch that much. Mm-hmm. And so poor Tony has to wait for me.
I can't even.
But he watches so many shows that
he's okay.
He has plenty of his own shows that he just watches on his own. So it's not that big of a deal, but still, it took us a long time. And part of it, here's the thing. Part of it was I didn't like the beginning of the season.
I know.
I thought it was dumb. I thought that it was just too horror focused and I wasn't into it. And so I wasn't like, ooh, I want to watch it. I was just like, yeah, okay, I guess I'll give it another.
But then it flipped.
It totally flipped. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to watch the next one because it's so freaking good.
Yes. And then you texted me when you watched the last one. It was so funny. I don't remember you said you're like, I'm so mad or I'm so disappointed.
Oh, I was so annoyed.
Yeah.
I was so annoyed how it ended.
Oh yeah. You're like, this doesn't have any resolution. I'm like, I know because there's season 5.
I don't care.
They're setting up for the big finale.
Listen, when you end a season, you have to have some resolution. And okay. There was like maybe a
little
tiny bit.
But it left a lot. And these are spoilers. But honestly, if you haven't seen it by now,
too bad.
But yeah, like it was just so much. But they had some great moments. Like the Max scene when she's running up, into like from Vecna, trying to get away from him and the music. I mean, that was a whole moment on TikTok this, last month or so. Yeah.
It was, yeah.
It was so, I'm like weeping because it's so beautiful. And I'm like, run to your friends. Oh, good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't think I cried in any. Oh, maybe I did.
Did you cry about Eddie? Eddie was very like.
I don't think I cried at any of it, but.
Okay, not cried, but just like, oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Weeping, but just like teared up.
Oh, my gosh. When he was like playing and then he starts getting attacked.
Yes.
And what's the kid's name?
Oh, shoot. Dustin.
Dustin's like running after him. And like, he's like, I didn't run away. And I'm like, oh.
I know. Oh. The thing that made me honestly the most upset about this season was actually the actor that plays, the stoner friend with the long hair.
I love him.
So much hate online. People just being horrible to him.
Why?
Probably because he's a minority and just people are jerks. And like, he's not a fan favorite where Eddie's a fan favorite. So there's like, but I'm like, he like the show
He's Tony's favorite character.
He literally like the show was riding on. He was carrying the show for comedy.
I loved him
on the West Side. Yeah.
Oh my
so
gosh.
Good. Like,
totally loved
as
him.
soon as I saw people being like, there's like infamous TikTok. Well, maybe not infamous, but like they're showing like the dad. Oh my gosh, is it Cooper? What's the guy's name? The sheriff. Elle's dad.
Oh,
hit the dad, and then like Hopper and then like Dustin are sitting like in a press line, and he's sitting there, and like the press are telling him to like get out of the picture.
What?
Yeah, and then because he's not one of the main cast, and so the guy that plays Hopper's like, just ignore them, just stay, kind of thing. And I was just like, who does that? It broke my heart.
Oh,
so
I don't know
instantly
any
I went
of
and
that.
followed all of his like Instagrams and TikToks.
You're like, I support you.
I support you. Like, it just made me so upset.
We loved him.
Yeah.
We loved his character.
Yeah. It was so good.
He was
so funny. I was like, he's like the kind of person I wish I was, just like free and like.
Well, you might need to smoke some pot if that's.
Well, that's not going to happen for a long time. But anyway, yeah, like I'm glad that you finally watched it, because now I can send you all of the like Stranger Things TikToks I was like obsessed about. I'm like, now I can send them, because there's so many I wanted to send you, but they all had spoilers.
Okay,
like,
send them to me.
Yes.
Send them to me. Yeah, because I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready, and I'm ready to kind of process it, and because there was the thing about the series is that there's so many parallels to life and to humanity and the struggles that we have and the mental battles that we face. That so it's like, it's very entertaining, but it's also meaningful and deep.
Yeah.
And just there's a lot. I feel like there's lessons in there, and I feel like so I should probably kind of debriefing with my kids as they read it or watch it, not read it. But I'm not watching it with them, so I don't really. And my son today was like, "What's your favorite series
character?"
No.
Oh.
What's your favorite?
Come on, Grandma.
Jeez. Season.
Oh,
that's the word. Okay. What's your favorite season, Mom? I'm like, I have no idea what's in what season. I mean, I don't know. Because the thing that annoys me is that the season ends, but the story is just still at a very intense part. And so there's no resolution. So it just continues. So I can't differentiate in my mind when one season ends and the other one starts because of that. Yeah. So I was quite annoyed at the end.
I just want to tell everybody, Jamie's face is eye rolls and just very, very annoyed right now.
It was because it was so good. I wanted more, and it just ended too soon. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, because it wasn't just a hint. Yeah. So my kids just finished, I think it's just the first season. And he was describing the way that the season ends. And the kid is coughing.
Oh, yeah.
And there's like a little thing
that pops
there.
Out. Yeah.
And then they show kind of like a shadow or something. Yeah. I don't remember, but I think that's what he said. And I clearly don't remember the episode. Yes. But it was kind of like a hint. Like like things had kind of resolved. The monster, like, you know, he was back and everything was okay, except for, there's this little hint, you know, that it's not going to be okay.
The end of season 4, like the town is turned into like fire and brimstone. So that's
exactly.
A hint. But
I mean, it's
going to be a battle. Yeah.
I mean, it's really, really, really bad. I mean, it's clear.
That's a hint.
It's clear that this is not over and that there's some major problems that they have to deal with. And so that's where it leaves off. And it's like,
fun fact though, is that the Duffer brothers, those are the guys that, you know, wrote it and directed. Yeah. They're going back and changing some of the old episodes. So like they're cutting little parts out to like make the story better or to like change it. So like one of the things is like in the very first season, Jonathan, Will's older brother, he's like takes pictures and he goes to Steve's house that night where Barb dies. And again, all the spoilers. And he's taking pictures, and there's like in the original, he takes a picture of like Nancy and Steve up in the room. So it's just like more scandalous. And now it like cuts sooner. So it makes him less of a creeper. But then it's like, that's why they were so mad at him, because he was being a super creeper. So anyway, it's interesting. That's only one of the ones I know about. Like, I'm not going to go rewatch the series right now. Like I just did a rewatch. So I usually rewatch the whole thing right before the season comes out.
That's probably a good idea to refresh.
But I don't like, sit down and watch it. I just have it in the background when I like cleaning and stuff. And you know, if there's a part that's really I like, I'm like, oh, I love it when like her body and her arms all just snap. And yeah, it's my best thing. Yeah, the best thing. So,
oh my goodness.
Anyway,
it's so good though. I feel like it's very well done, and all the throwbacks, all the stuff.
I love it.
I love it too.
I love
it's so accurate.
And it's so authentic because it's like the 80s, but like I feel like, you know, every time you see an 80s party themed, it's always neon.
And it's overdone.
And it's like, I remember the early 80s, it was muted. Like, I think I got my first neon thing in like 1988, maybe. Like, I had a patent leather belt with a neon embellishment. But like, for the most part, my clothes were more... Because it's like really you're coming out of like the 70s.
The 70s with browns and oranges.
And whatevers. And so it's like really not until like the late 80s that you really get that shift to whatever. So I love that they did that. Like, it didn't feel like super familiar because I was, you know, we were way young when this would have been happening. Like we were babies. But it still feels kind of familiar. Like, I don't know how, I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, loved it.
Yeah, me too. Cool. It's good. I'm glad I've watched it now, and now I'm looking forward to the next season. I'm still a fan, even though I had a moment of, you know, hatred, almost not being a fan anymore, giving up on it.
I really enjoyed watching. There's a lot of different YouTubes of press for the kids and it's been fun to watch them grow up. It's been really sad, like in some ways, because like they were so little when they started.
I know. I saw it because I haven't rewatched any of it.
They're so little. Yeah,
they had to be 4 or 5 years ago, right?
Yeah.
So
they started when they were like 11, 12.
Okay. And now they've all gone like, through puberty. Maybe like they're all like,
they already said that, like, I think for the next one, they said there's going to be a jump. So it makes more sense that they're older and they're not like freshmen in high school and like 22 or whatever. So, because
I in this season, they had a couple flashbacks, or I've also seen a scene that my kids are watching of season 1, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, they're so little. They're just little kids.
Yeah. And it's, I don't know. I used to love that because again, I always work with these students and like they come in as like 6th graders and they're so little, and then they graduate and you look back when they were like thinking they were so cool. I'm like, you guys were, I mean, you're still a baby. Right. But you guys were babies.
But a lot changes in 5 years. In those 5 years.
Yeah.
So it's huge.
So much,
it's huge.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's such a fun show, and all the kids are I love watching their little interviews, and half the kids are like from Broadway and sing and stuff. So it's just like,
oh, really?
They're just really good
entertainers. I know nothing
entertainers.
about their real lives.
Yeah, they're just super entertaining and interesting, and I don't know. I just have really enjoyed it. Like, it's been a little spark of joy in the midst of not. So
that's cool.
What character would you be? Like, which character do you feel like you would be in the series? Like, you would, oh my gosh, can I even talk? Like, what character do you think represents you as a person, or like, do you most identify with?
Oh, I have to think about that. But do you have an answer already?
I don't know. I just made it up on the fly.
Because I was thinking maybe you identify.
No,
with
I've
one
never
of them.
thought about it in my life.
I mean, I like the question. Probably Vecna.
I mean, I see that.
I don't know.
I think that I probably would identify most with like a Dustin, maybe.
Yeah.
Like kind of goofy and like, I don't know. I feel like I'm always a little bit goofy and nerdy, but like I was nerdy on the DL more than they are.
But he has the technology.
Yeah,
he's the
really
one
techie.
Yeah,
and I love
that's
that.
you.
And yeah, like he's like, oh, we can search for them like using, when they're looking for Eddie's friends through, or not friends, the drug dealer through the video store thing. So that's who I would be probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he has a little lisp, and I love a lisp.
Do you?
I love a lisp. Like, it just makes me happy as a clam when somebody has a little lisp. I'm like, oh, thank you. Love it. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. I don't think I have an answer. I have to think about that more, because
I'm sorry, but you're like a Will.
Which one's Will?
Will's the one that like gets kidnapped because he's the one that gets kidnapped by Vecna in the first season.
See, that's what I have to try to remember.
Yeah, but he's the one like Will.
I know who he is.
Fake brother. Yeah.
Okay.
He's like very sensitive and like caring and compassionate. He's very sensitive and caring and compassionate and like thinks of other people and tries to be like a unifier in the group. Yeah.
I mean, I could
out of all those kids.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I mean, you're not an L, although I would when she takes that skate and punches that girl Angela in the face, I loved it. It
I
made me
kind of liked it too.
I love a good revenge story in like in a show, like for the underdog. Oh, it was so good. Like, oh, it made me so happy. I sound like a psychopath, but it really did. Just was like, you just deserve that a little bit.
I think I'm not saying identify with this character, but one of my favorite ones is Max. I really like Max.
Oh, I could see. But Max is more tormented than you are.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying I really that's my character at all.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying I really like Max.
I think that girl, Sadie, whatever her name, Sadie Sink, she's such a good actress.
She's a really good actress.
She played Annie on Broadway, so she has a great singing voice. And I'm excited to see what she does in her career. She was in that Fear Street movie I was telling you about, and she just was so good in it. And I'm like,
I think she's really she's one of the best actresses.
They're all, that's the thing. It's like, it's neat. It's weird seeing like the next generation of like, you know, great actors that are going to be like, you know, 10, 15 years from now when we're really, you know, older, like where they're going to be in their careers.
You know who I also really like? I can't think of her name. Steve's friend, the girl.
Oh, yes.
What's her name? I like her.
I like her too. I can't remember her name. It's Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman's daughter.
And she looks like both of them.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. I can't remember her name. Yeah.
But I like her.
So Maya Hawke is her name.
Okay.
I can't remember her name. Anyway, Stranger Things, man. If you haven't seen it, you're missing out. Yeah. If you watch it, let us know. Let us know what character you identify with. I'll put it on a poll on our Instagram. But yeah,
I think that's a great idea.
At the Geriatric Millennials, check us out, and we will have a little poll about what character do you identify with, because it says a lot about how you see yourself.
Yeah. Even though I still can't.
It helps if you can remember the show, you know, from the beginning, not just the last episode you watched.
I know.
I'm just
the last season.
Yeah.
I will say that I still find Winona Ryder super irritating.
I can't with you. I mean, she is annoying in that role, but she's supposed to be.
No, she's not.
Yes, she is. She's this neurotic-y type, frantic mom. Yeah, she is.
But
well, I don't find her annoying.
Can she do it with a different facial expression?
Oh my gosh, I love Winona. I mean, listen, the line is drawn in the sand for us.
Does she have a bunch of Botox? Like, what's her deal?
She just looks good. I don't know if she's had Botox or not. I think she's very expressive and like, I mean, she's a little kooky. She's a kooky character in this, but she's a wonderful actress. She's a dynamic range. Okay.
Maybe I need to see her in some other things because I find it irritating.
Beetlejuice. Okay. Edward Scissorhands. Lucas. Those are some Heathers.
I've seen the first two of those. I haven't seen the other ones.
You haven't seen Heathers?
No, I think you told me to watch that one.
Oh, guys, we were going to watch that and talk about it. We forgot.
I know.
Okay. Maybe this fall. It's a good fall film.
Okay.
But yeah, those are just in her early career. And then she had like The Age of Innocence, I think she was in, and Dracula, and just
so
Little Women.
I'm sure she's amazing.
Sorry.
I just find her in this show, I just find her irritating.
I would say the character is irritating because the character irritated me too, because she was just so like
dumb.
Okay, yeah, she had moments where she just was not thinking clearly or articulating, you know, herself.
That's exactly.
Yeah.
And
so
I'm just like, stop. Like,
but I just like her as an actress. So. I'm just gonna give you the ultimate Winona Ryder, playlist of all the shows you need to watch with her.
Okay.
I mean, just Black Swan, this tormented ballerina on her way out. I mean, amazing.
I have not seen that.
Oh my gosh, so good. Anyway, so this is now officially a Winona Ryder Stan podcast. So that's all we're doing now.
Hey, this is Jayme from the Geriatric Millennials. Did you know there are a few simple things you can do to help our podcast grow? If you're enjoying our show, please take a minute to rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts or the provider of your choice. You can also follow us on Instagram at the Geriatric Millennials, or even better, share an episode with your friend. If you do that for us, it really helps us out, and we so appreciate your support.